I'm doing good. How are you? Sorry, I'm a few minutes behind.
That's I'm always late, so you fine. You are fine. So if y'all don't know this beautiful, talented author, I've been following you for a long time. So I didn't start when you started writing Cameron. I started when you wrote and I think it was after. Was it Soul and
Soul and Diana.
Yes, I read
Oh
Soul and Diana.
wow. Well, first and foremost, thank you for having me. Thank you for the opportunity. I appreciate you letting me on your platform. And second, Soul and Diana is a spinoff of Cameron. You gotta read Cameron to get into Soul and Diana.
And I do, and I do, and I do. But I don't know what was going on. I think like I was just looking for books I identified with because I was in a book club at the time, and they didn't read the books that I liked.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I was like, oh, let me see
That's
this.
our
Let me
own
read this
book
book.
club.
So I read it. I read it. But that was a long time ago.
Yeah. Yeah, Soul and Diana came out like, ooh, this was like 2017, I think that book came out. It's been a while. Ooh,
I've been a fan a long time.
that's one of my OG books.
Yes, I've been a fan a long time. I've been a fan when you moved to LA.
Oh wow, damn, and I've been in Chicago 5 years now from
Yes.
LA. Wow.
Yes, I was a fan when you were leaving. I don't know if you were in Atlanta, you were moving to, I don't know where you were, but you were moving to Atlanta, LA.
LA, yeah, yeah. Ooh, that was like 2018. Ooh.
Yes.
Yeah, I've been in Chicago 5 years now. Like, oh my God. It's been
So
so long.
I be keeping up. I be keeping up.
Lots of states, lots of books.
So introduce yourself. I just need the world to know who you are because I know who you are.
Yeah.
And I know that your pen is diabolical.
Okay, so I am Jade Jones for everybody who doesn't know. I'm an urban fiction romance author. I have been writing urban fiction romance full time since 2012. My first book came out December of 2011, but I always make this joke where I'm like, it flopped, it went plastic. So I always say my official launch was 2012, like fresh slate. My third book that I dropped was Cameron, and that's the book that kind of skyrocketed my career and put me on the map. So yeah, that's me in a nutshell. Former dancer, former homeless woman, full time author now. So
Okay, so let's kind of jump right in. Um, there's 19, right? 19 books to Cameron. Am
ooh,
I right?
ooh, I feel like it's more, but it might be 19. I always feel like it's more. It's nine books in the Cameron series. Then you have Soul and Diana series, which is four books, and then you have Wife of a Misfit, and then I feel like some are like light spin-offs. So like some of the characters that I mentioned in Cameron get their own books, but you don't have to read them in order to like, enjoy the Cameron series. But yeah, it's a lot. I would say like, yeah, 19, 20, somewhere around there. Yeah.
Oh
It's
my
the
God.
universe. I call it like the Marvel universe of Cameron.
Okay, so what made you write Cameron?
Like I said, I used to be a dancer at this club, at this gentleman's club in Cleveland. And I don't know, I guess just the stuff I saw. And I was really young. I danced when I was like 18 to like 20. So I was just really young, really, really impressionable. And I think a lot of the people who I met, some of the things I witnessed, some of the things I experienced, I just was like, damn, this would, when I finally sat down to write a book, I was like, this would be a good book. As a matter of fact, it was a fellow writer friend I had at the time after my book flopped. She was like, "Why don't you write something that you know?" And I was like, "Ooh, I know the club, so like, let me let me write something that I actually have lived." So the book one in Camera is strongly based on my life and the things that I saw and the people I met. Even some of the names I kept the same, like Pocahontas's name was really one of my roommates at the time. She was a dancer at the same club as me. That was her real name, and oh my god, it was just a lot. It was a lot.
So, okay, I have to listen. I wrote some questions out. I wrote them with my hand. So You've been writing since 2012. You said your first book flopped. What made you keep going?
And it's so funny. I always tell this story. I'm like, okay, my first book technically came out December 2011, and I can't remember which thread it was at this time. I don't even remember if it was Quora, but it was like one of those like public forums. I had like posted a snippet of the book that flopped on there, and I was like, oh, my book isn't selling. Can anybody who writes tell me like what I did wrong? And I mean, these people ate me to fuck up.
Oh man.
They was like, girl, keep your day job. Baby, they read me for filth, and I was like, "Ooh." And so I'm kind of glad. I'm glad because it pushed me to go harder, but at the same time, I'm glad I didn't listen to them and like give up. So I had shelved that book, and then I think that's when I wrote Cameron, and then that turned out to be a big success for me. But yeah, that's kind of what pushed me. Like, oh my god, no, I'm not gonna let these people make me retire early.
So okay, but okay. Are you gonna ever rework the first book that you wrote?
Oh no, it's out. I released it. It's just not it's yeah, I reworked that book like years ago when after they said that. So that book came out 2012.
Okay,
It's
okay.
called My Brother's Keeper if anybody wants to check it out. It's not like
Me.
my best selling novel. But it's my first book.
I always keep a pen and pad because
Yeah,
y'all.
it's not like, it's not you know, a sleeper hit, I'll say.
So okay, after you did Cameron, I also know that this went to film.
Yeah, so we wrote, directed, and produced the movie in 2022. Yeah, 22, and then the movie came out 23. Yes, 2023. So yeah, we did our big one. Um, Corey, who played Cameron, was great. I played Pocahontas. That was a lot of fun. That was my first and only time ever acting, and I get like a lot of slack from my mom because I play the character Pocahontas, and I had this scene where I'm like topless and dancing. My mom was like, "Why did you have to be topless?" I'm like, "I needed my rated R rating. Okay, fuck off."
So is this the last book that you're gonna bring to film, or you plan
I
to
have
bring
another
more?
movie that's a film, by the way. It's called Fanatic. I wrote, directed, and produced that one too.
What's
That
that?
one came out last year, so that's my baby right there. I love Fanatic. It's one of
Where
my
can we find
favorite.
that?
They're both on Tubi.
Okay.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite books I ever wrote. I had such a fun time writing the book. I had such a fun time producing the movie. Rosemary fucking killed it as Raina. She was amazing. Marquise was awesome as Rue. And Marquise he's probably gonna hate me for saying this, but he's really short. So throughout the entire movie while we were shooting, we had him stand on these boxes and he would have to walk. He would have to walk on these boxes so he can like always look taller than her because they were like, oh my god, he's really short.
Movie magic is what I.
Yeah. The way how we did it, you will never know by watching the movie.
Wow. Okay, I gotta watch that because I read Fanatic.
No, for now, the movie is great. Like I love Cameron is my first movie I did, so I always have, a certain respect and appreciation for it. But Fanatic, baby, we did our big one with Fanatic. Like the movie looks great, it sounds great, the acting was great. I think it's pretty true to the book. Like I couldn't do every single thing that's in the book, but the key things that took place, I feel like we did our big one.
So now that you have two movies under your belt, books to film, how does one get their books to film? What? Because I remember you going to LA, and that was your intention was to get Cameron to film, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm telling you, I've been watching a long time.
Yeah.
And then you got it to film. What's next for more films? Do you have anything else slated for film?
We'll see. Just because I'm producing these myself, meaning like I fund them myself, so we'll see. Maybe in the near future. Right now, I've just been focusing on the books. The books, they've been good to me. The readers have been good to me. I might visit more movies later on in the future.
Was being an author always your dream?
Oh yeah, ever since I was a little kid. Oh my god, yeah, that's all I ever wanted to do. Yeah.
Okay. What made you sit down and say, okay, it's time?
Um, Funny story. I used to work at Target. That was the last job I ever had. And this was like 2011. This was late 2011, and this was the last job I had, and I got fired from Target. Ain't that crazy? Like, I got fired from Target, and I was just like, you know what? I always wanted to write a book. I'm gonna just write a book. And it was so funny because I wanted to write a book, but I didn't think that, my career would catapult into what it was. I didn't think that it would become something that I can pay my bills and live sustainably off of. So I sat and I wrote the book, the one that flopped, the one that they ate me up in the forum. And then, I just kept at it because that book I actually published and it had made like $28. Like today, I still remember how much it made. It made $28. So at the time, I wasn't even thinking like, oh my God. Like, I was actually happy, like, oh shit, somebody bought my book. But what can I do to make $100 next time? Like, I was setting such small goals without even realizing, like, oh, I can make, like a livable wage off of this. So I published a second book, and in that one, I made like $200 off of it, and then I just kept going. But then Cameron was my third book, so with the success of that, that wasn't even supposed to be a series. That was just supposed to be one book. Like if you read Cameron, it doesn't even end on a cliffhanger. It literally
Right.
is like a standalone. But people liked it so much, they were like, "We want a book two," and then when book two came out, they were like, "We want a book three," and then it just kept going. I wanted to give the readers what they wanted, and so Cameron really took me to new heights, I'll say. So yeah.
So, okay, your stories are very unique in that most authors always write a happy ending. You don't.
Well, some of my books are a happy ending, like
Not
Boss.
always.
Boss is a happy ending.
It
I think
is.
When a Gangster Wants You has a happy ending. This one maybe has more of like a
They
morbid
don't have one. She don't have one.
Yeah, this one has more of like a morbid ending, but it's not a sad ending. I have one book, I won't say which because I don't want to. I want y'all to be surprised if y'all read it. But I have one book where both of the characters die at the end, so it can get dark. It can get dark for sure.
How hold on. I had to sneeze. Oh my god. So embarrassing. Okay, I guess I don't. How how important is it to be as realistic as possible? Because your books seem like they are so real, like we know these people.
Yeah, I think some of the stuff I try to base on my own life, like if I'm dating a guy or I dated a guy, and I don't know, it was so tumultuous that I was like, you know what, I should put this in one of my books or something for a good ass story. And then some things that had happened in real life that I won't say what because it's so embarrassing. I'm glad I'm not that woman anymore. That I was like, ooh, this was so crazy. I crashed out so bad. I need to put this in a book. Like, and then sometimes, like, I don't know, I meet people and they tell me things, and I'm like, ooh, that would be actually good to put in a book. And I always tell my friends, when y'all give me tea about y'all life and y'all relationships and stuff, I cannot be held liable before it ends up in my book because you knew I was a writer when you met me.
Which character is most like you?
I would say the one that's most like me, oh, because I even put some of my bad traits in my books. Like, I think, of course, I think I have some of like Cameron's qualities. I think she's probably the most like me. But also, some of like the bad qualities, I would say, like this book right here. I think the main character in this book that I'm kind of like her a little bit,
Okay.
Sky, and even though she's like super unlikable in this book, the main character in this book is like one of my most despised main female characters. They hate this lady. I think
She
some of
was the
her.
one that was
This was
the
a Hollywood
actress or
actress.
something.
She was like the Hollywood actress,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I read that one. Yes, yes,
dating the hitman. But
yes.
I think that the Evelyn, some of her traits, I like, are some of my traits. Like, and I'm like, ooh, that's bad because at least I have self awareness. Some of my bad traits I put in Evelyn, like, ooh, I'm gonna make her self centered.
Too funny. Okay, so out of your catalog, who is your book boy? Who's your book husband? Who's your book boyfriend? Who you sliding with, and who you just unaliving?
That's funny. That's a good question. Book husband is Forever Jude from Cameron. I love Jude. Oh my god, I love him down. That's my book husband. He wrote for Cameron. Book boyfriend. Ooh, damn, I got a lot. I gotta look. I'm a whore. I'm a book whore. Damn, book boyfriend. Oh my god, so many.
You can pick two or three.
Okay, I'll pick two. Book boyfriends. Oh my god, I'll say. The guy in my newest book, Gave My Heart to a Gangster, his name is Boulevard, but they call him Bull, and he's a big boy. Like, I don't know, I got a little thing for big dudes. Like, not like big, stocky, maybe a belly too. Like, that's him.
First
So
of all, I just finished that book just
big,
like
big.
30 minutes ago.
He's big dog. Yeah, yeah, he's big dog. So I gotta thank him. He really took care of her. He showed out for her. And then I'll say my second book boyfriend, probably him. He spoiled the hell out of his girl. He loved him some. Oh, he loved him some Samiko.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Who you slide with? All of them?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's gonna be a book orgy.
And who you unaliving?
Ooh, I couldn't stand his brother in this book, Brixton. I hated him. I wrote him and I hated him.
Do you ever feel like, all right, I'm writing these characters and I don't want to write this character no more because I can't stand him?
Ooh, Brixton. He was the worst.
He was
He
the
was the
worst.
worst. And I think he was the worst because I had to pull him from the bowels of my fucking gut to write. Because I don't even know anybody like Brixton. Some of the characters I write, they're like loosely based on people I know or have met. And that guy was so terrible. I'm like, I don't even fucking know a dude this bad.
Was Boss the father son story?
No, that's this one. When a Gangster Wants You.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
this
okay.
one.
That's the one. I read. I mean, I read them. I think I read them
Most
both.
popular book, by the way.
Is it?
Yeah, this is my most popular book. This one is so viral on TikTok. It's crazy. Like the virality for this book is crazy.
It's, I'm going to tell you what it is. It's the damn cover. Not the story's not good, but that cover is so appealing.
Thank you. I actually designed this cover myself.
Yeah, it's the grills.
Yeah.
It's the grills. The ladies with
They
the,
all have grills though.
yeah, yeah. I got them all. Trust me, I bought them off the TikTok
it's
shop.
something about it's something about Master's grill too.
Yes,
Yeah, it's just I don't know, it's giving Houston Dada.
it is.
Big
It is.
Dada. He's a Houston
So
daddy.
okay, you wrote under a different pen name.
Yeah, I write under Pebble Star too.
Why? Why?
I
Just for, and I'm sorry. The reason I'm asking this is so that other authors can get some knowledge.
Mm. I think just because at the time when I was first kind of starting out, I was writing so fast, like I was dropping like a book a month. I was writing really, really fast. I didn't want to seem like I was, I guess, putting out too much work under my name to where, like, I don't know. I guess, I don't know. It's kind of like a boyfriend you see every day. Like you want some time to miss him, right? Like I think that's kind of what I felt, and so then I started writing under Pebble Star, and it was really weird because when I dropped the first book under Pebble Star, it's called When a Rich Thug Wants You. It's a 5-part series. It went number one, and it was number one for months. Like that book was huge, and this was before like TikTok, and I mean like it just blew up. And I was like, damn, that's crazy. I should have wrote this under my regular name. That could have helped my backlist sale. But yeah, so that was the first book under that. And I think just because the name had did so well, I was like, okay, I'll keep writing under this name for now. But I've actually been re-releasing some of those earlier books I wrote under that name, under Jade Jones.
Okay, okay. Uh, would you ever want to become traditionally published?
No, never. I love being self-published, even though it's a lot of work, even though my back hurts and my wrist hurt, and I'm a one-woman machine. I would not trade it. I love being self-published. I just like having control. I'm a controlling person, so I just like having control. I like having freedom. I like having flexibility. And I mean, I do this full time. I've been doing this full time since 2012. So I always tell people who are interested in publishing, like, if I can do it, I'm not anybody special. I didn't like graduate with a PhD in creative writing or something like that. Like, I just worked hard. I just had discipline. But I mean, I'm a testament that you can be a successful, independently published author.
What piece of advice would you give authors, or what would you tell your younger self? Never mind. What would you tell your younger self? The knowledge that you have now, what would you tell your younger author self now?
Um, I would probably take much better care of my body. I mean, for most of my writing career, I kind of sat hunched over on the couch. So I think, other than that, just taking care of my physical body, my mental health. But as far as like my discipline and work ethic, I'm proud of that. Yeah.
Um, I've asked these questions already, and I don't even know why I'm still trying to ask them. You have unusual character names. Why? Do you
No,
want the
you gotta give
characters
me an example.
like Pleasure,
Oh, okay. So I talked.
Pleasure
Yeah,
Boulevard?
I talked about that in this book. The main character's name is Pleasure. I talked about it in the book. So her mother is a high end ESCORT. I never know what words I can or can't say on TikTok.
Hmm.
And basically that's why she named her Pleasure. Like her mother's this like old drunk who's been, and living this life for the last 40, 50 years, and I think her daughter is just a product of that.
Okay. Um, Boulevard Bull.
Oh, I love his name. They can never make me hate his name. I love his name.
Boulevard. It's like his street.
I love his
Yeah.
name, Boulevard. I don't know. I don't know. It's just sexy, like Boulevard. And then we call him Bull throughout the whole book because he's this big, massive dude, but he's also like a teddy bear when it comes to his girl. I don't know. I just wanted something different for him. Like I don't know, Boulevard. And it seemed like that would be a. This book takes place in Cleveland, my hometown, so it just seemed like it would be a dude's name in Cleveland. Like it was kind of given. Like oh, I could see a dude in Cleveland being named Boulevard.
When 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 will book two come out? Because I need to know.
So I'm actually working on it now. I had to go back reread part one. I made like a outline where I'm just like, okay, these are all the questions I think that readers will have. Let me make sure I explain this, I answer this, I show this. So I got done with the outline today, and then I think Monday I'll officially start writing book two. This is actually a re-release. Part one originally came out in 2012. I wrote it under a different pen name named Chase Moore that I'm re-releasing now under Jade Jones. So, and I had to revamp this entire book because the book was so outdated. There were so many cars and phones that don't even fucking exist. I'm like, we don't even fucking have Motorola razors anymore. Like, there was so many cars and shit. I was like, oh my god, nobody drives this anymore. Like, I had to redo this whole book. So book two is written. I just have to revamp it even more than part one. So that's what's going on with the sequel.
So I mean AI. Some authors have an issue with AI. Some authors don't. I listen to the AI, the book,
The virtual
yeah,
narration.
the virtual narration. What's your take on this new technology when it comes to?
Well, I hope it improves over time. I know the vast majority of people don't like it. I've used it. So some of my books are human narration and some of them are virtual narration. More of my recent releases are virtual narration, and I use it because, like I said, I am an independently published author. So everything that I spend to produce my books, I spend out of pocket. So when I saw that virtual narration was free, I jumped on it. They have made significant improvements since it came out. So I hope that it gets better over time. But that's basically why I use it. It's a free tool. Um, yeah. And I haven't really made a big return on my investment for the narrators I have paid. So like if I have paid narrators, I feel like I've never gotten like my return on it. So I was like, hey, this it seems like a win-win for now.
With the current political climate that we're in and the target on us as DEI
Yeah.
people, whatever that means. Um, how worried are you?
I mean, I'm always worried about stuff like that because even though I am an independently published author and I work for myself, if my audience isn't doing good, I'm not doing good. I can't thrive if my audience isn't thriving. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I worry about things like that. And I try to be mindful about stuff like that too. Like who am I supporting? Who am I not shopping with anymore? Stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Do you are you a person, an author that wants their books on the bookshelves in bookstores, or do you care?
Back in the day, I used to really, really care about that. Not anymore, especially because now we have TikTok, and TikTok has been such a great platform for small businesses and um, independent authors and entrepreneurs like me. So I don't know. I feel like TikTok has been doing this big one, and I don't really give a fuck about Walmart and all that shit no more.
How important? I mean, okay, let's talk social media. Were you always selling on social media, or were you just getting it out, selling it out the trunk? Because I mean, with social media, you don't have to really go
Yeah, I don't have to
out
do
as
that
much.
anymore. I think about stuff like that too. When I first started writing books, I would go out and pass out bookmarks. And I remember one time I went to the mall and I passed out bookmarks, and I just remember people like throwing them on the floor right in my face, and I was like, "This sucks." And now I feel like with social media, we have ads now. We can run ads on Amazon, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, which is kind of like the equivalent of handing out bookmarks, but it's virtual, so nobody can just throw your shit down in your face. And yeah, social media has been really, really good to me. I think I made a really big name for myself on Facebook first, but TikTok has been a really big. It's been a really big. Um,
Platform.
it's had a major effect on my career in a great way.
I love that. How much percentage wise are your stories realistic, and how much of it is just the stroke of the pen? Your
Maybe 50-50. A lot of my books I do based on my life, and I base on like my relationships with people, friends, boyfriends, ex-friends, ex-boyfriends. So a lot of the stuff I do based on my personal life. Some things I base on like people's life. Like I had a hairstylist that was always telling me her business. I'm like, girl, you know I'm a fucking author. I'm sorry, but this shit is going in my book. This is tea. I want everybody else to be just as entertained as I am. So yeah, some things I feel like are based on loosely based. I'm not just like like writing people's fucking names and being super messy, but like yeah, loosely based. I'm inspired by some real life stuff. And then sometimes I just make shit up off the top of my head.
What do you love and what do you hate about being an author?
I love being an author. Oh my god, I love being an author. It's what I wanted to do ever since I was a little kid. Um, and I love being an author. I think the only thing I don't love about being an author is just the toll it took on my body. Just the poor positions, which that's my fault. But yeah, just the toll it took on my body. Working from home for so many years. I've been working from home since 2012. Since I've been full time, I've been a full time writer since 2012. So just the toll it took on my body, the isolation. But other than that, I really love being an author. I still wouldn't trade it, even with the bad.
Okay, okay. Um, what are the ingredients to a good messy plot?
Um, the ingredients to a good messy plot. I think just keeping readers hanging on the edge every chapter. So in each chapter in a suspenseful way. I think that's a really good way to keep readers turning the pages. And not being afraid to push boundaries, like not playing it too safe. I think that's why my books are really entertaining. I don't play it safe, and it's like it wasn't me that did it, it was the characters. It wasn't me that said it was the characters. And sometimes I'm like when they say just outrageous things, I'm like, ooh, I don't want people to think like I'm this person, but it's not me, it's the character. So
Right.
I think just not playing it safe and just going crazy. Like
Okay. Is it easy to humanize characters? Like sometimes when people write as a reader, you can tell like, this is not hidden. But is it easy when you can feel that character's pain? Is it easy to put it on paper for you?
Yeah, humanizing characters is really important. Like when I wrote this one right here, I know you remember the character Crash, right?
Yes.
He was so diabolical, and it's like, oh, I don't want readers to just hate him. I also want them to empathize with him because that's the thing. Even in movies, when there's a villain, he has a reason for why he's a villain, and then you kind of empathize with him a little bit. Like you still hate him, but you get why they do what they do, and I think that's really important when writing books and humanizing characters, even the bad ones.
Right. Because Crash by woke me out.
Crash was so toxic.
He
And I
about
always
woke me
think it's
out.
so funny how he's really this little guy. Because in my books, I always make all the men these big, muscle bound guys. And I was like, he's like this little bird chest little boy. Like she probably could really beat his ass if she wanted to, but she loved him so much.
Yeah, listen, Crash. I mean, I felt from his background, but he just really,
Yeah.
really messed him up.
He's a complex character. That's some of the things I put in my outline. I was like, okay, we need to dive deeper into Crash in part two. Like we really need to get in his psyche.
Okay, okay. What's the one thing you'll always include in your books?
Spice.
Yes.
He needs to,
uh,
yeah.
um, what are three things that you have to have in order to write?
Um, three things I have to have in order to write. Silence. I don't know how some authors listen to music. I'm like, oh, good for them. I can't do it. It's like the music is like louder than my thoughts. I have to have silence. I like to be isolated. I know my friends are like, that's not healthy, but I'm like, I can't be in public writing these nasty scenes in public like he suckled her. Like I need privacy. Yeah, so I say privacy, silence, and I don't know. I guess to live in a place where I'm like inspired. Like I wouldn't want to live in like a small town where nothing really happens because it's like, oh, I'm not inspired. Nothing's going on. Yeah, I think just living in like cities where I'm inspired. Like when I lived in LA, I was inspired. I wrote lots of books in LA. Like this is one of the books I wrote when I lived in LA. It takes place in LA.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, just living in a city where it's action, it's interesting people. Um, I don't know. Yeah. So yeah, stimulate a stimulating surrounding.
Okay, okay. Genre? What genre do you want to write in that you haven't written in before?
Ooh, I feel like I've written all my genres that I want to write in. Now, did they all make money? No, but hey, I got to do it. I got to do it. I got to experience it.
Okay. Which is your dark romance book?
My dark romance, probably Fanatic.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fanatic.
Okay. 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 Do you read and watch your reviews?
I think I watch them more than I read them. Like I stopped reading them on Amazon just because it used to get my blood pressure so high. People didn't like my books. I do like to watch them on TikTok because some of the reviews are so funny, and I feel like even for the people who didn't like my books that still left reviews on TikTok, still make them so funny. And I feel like they do it in a way where even if they're like, I don't know how I feel about this book because A, B, and C happen, they always say the messy things that happen, and I'm like, oh, I know people are still gonna read this book because you made it sound so lit.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I love watching the recaps and reviews on TikTok. I always repost them. I share them on my Instagram too. Those are like my favorites.
Okay. What's too far in writing for you? Is there anything that you just were like, girl, I'm not writing that. That's some bullshit.
I don't know. I really do not play it safe when I write. I let the characters do their thing. I let them say what they want, do what they want. Like I feel like I've touched on every topic, like even just like the hardcore, like, oh, people should not be talking about this. Like I've touched on it all. Like, hey, the characters, it's the characters, it's not me. It's the voices in my head.
Okay. Um.
Hey, there go Rosemary right there. She's the one who played Raina in Fanatic.
Hi, Rosemary.
It's simply Rosemary is the one who plays Raina in my movie Fanatic, and she was fucking amazing. Like she carried it. She carried it on her back.
Oh, I love that. Congratulations. I'm watching it. This is gonna be my
Yeah, you gotta
Friday
watch
night
this. She
watch.
was such a team player. Like I was like, "Can you do this? Can you do that?" And I just knew she would be like, "Girl, you are asking too much of me." She was like, "Sure, what you need?" Like she was such a team player.
Wow, I love that. All right. Question. What's your definition of the great American novel and have you written it?
What's my definition? I don't know. I guess I can have many meanings. Everybody's definition is different for what that could mean.
No, I'm talking
Um,
about yours, not nobody else's, what you feel it is.
um, I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. I guess I don't know. I feel like I'm really just writing. Of course, I'm writing for the readers, but I'm also writing what I think would be entertaining too, like what I would want to read. Like, oh, this is funny. Oh, this is sad. Like, oh, this is entertaining. I
If
don't know
you
if I've written a perfect one, but I feel like I don't know. I've written ones that I can stand by and be like, damn, I'm really proud of that.
First of all, Boss, when a gangster wants you, to me, it left lasting impressions to
Yeah.
me. That to me is a great American novel. When a book could leave a lasting impression,
Yeah.
the one with the actress captivated.
Captivated by a Savage. Yeah.
Yes, baby. When I tell you I was about 50 white hot at the end of that
Yeah.
book.
I will say I do strive to leave lasting impressions. Like, will you still think about this? Will you remember that Crash did that? Will you remember that Evelyn said that? Like, I do try to, like, that's why I feel like I push the boundaries so hard because it's like, oh, I want them to remember this shit. I know when I watch movies and TV shows, I always remember the ones where they just really did not play it safe. Like that show You, I feel like that's a show where they just don't, like, they don't play it safe. And you think about it, like, everybody fucking knows Joe Goldberg. Like,
Right,
you know.
right, right. If you could collab with anybody, would you? And who would it be?
Um, I really like Jessica Watkins books. I love Jessica Watkins. I love T. Styles. I love Lakia. Yeah, those are some of my favorite urban fiction authors.
Okay. Um, Describe yourself in one word.
Myself in one word, I would say multifaceted.
All right now.
Yeah.
What would readers be shocked to know about you?
I love video games. I think a lot of people are always surprised by that.
You're a gamer?
I have a whole video game room. I don't even know if you can see it, but that's my game station right there.
So that's how you just let me just relax. This is my
Oh
stress
yeah, I
free
have a
zone.
game. I have an entire game room. I have my bedroom, and then I have a whole nother room that's a game room, and I have a sign on the door. It's like, this is the game room. No crying, no cheating. No,
I
I've been
love
playing
that.
video games my entire life. I'm a big gamer.
All right. Name something that everybody loves but you hate.
Loving basketball. I don't like that movie.
Why?
I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I just don't like that movie.
Does it not feel realistic to you?
No, it feels
For
realistic.
your heart.
Maybe that's why I don't like it. I don't like that movie at all. I hate that movie.
Okay. Um, if you can invite, if no, if you can induct three authors to the Author Hall of Fame, who would they be?
I would say Jessica Watkins, Ashley Antoinette, and Wahida Clark.
Okay. If you can invite five authors to dinner, dead or alive, who would they be?
Ooh, Eric Jerome Dickey, um, Iceberg Slim,
Mm-hmm.
um, uh, Toni Morrison, Quan, the writer Quan who wrote
Mm-hmm.
Anima, and Wahida Clark.
Okay. Quana is one of my favorite male authors of
Yeah,
all time. All time. Animal is my favorite series by him.
yeah.
Let's see. Where do you see Jay Jones in 5 years?
At peace and happy and healthy. Heavy on the
Okay,
peace. Heavy on the peace.
okay. Love that. Will you still be writing, do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think I'm gonna be right into the end of time,
Okay.
even if it's not like as much as I used to put out. Like, I want to go out like Frankie Beverly. Like, I was like, oh my god, he's been touring his whole life. Like, it must be nice to like die doing what you always love doing. Like,
But you have a very extensive catalog.
yeah, that's why I was like, it might not look like how it looks today, but I think in some shape or form, I would still be tied to literature.
Okay. I love that. I love that. Um, any more questions? Oh, blank is life. Fill in the blank, please.
I'm sorry.
Blank is life. Can you fill in the blank?
Blank is life.
Mm-hmm.
Urban fiction. Urban fiction is life.
My pen is complete the sentence.
My pen is oh, that's a good one. My pen is explicit. Ex-
Like
you said my pen is like?
No, your pen is what? And you said explicit. What do you mean by explicit? Is it like just
You said
nasty?
my pen. You said my pen.
Yeah, my pen. Your writing
Yeah,
pen.
you said my pen is like
Yes.
IS. Oh
Yes.
yeah, I said my pen is explicit. Like my pen knows no bounds. Like my pen will write anything.
Got you. Got you. Got you. Got you. Um, I think that's all the questions. Do you? Would you ever? Okay, I do have a question. Would you ever have authors under you?
I did that in the past. I probably won't do it again. It's a lot of work that goes into it. It's just too much work for me. Shout out to the publishers who do it, and they do a phenomenal job. Like Siobhan Latrice and Case. What's her name? What is her name? K Renee. They do a really good job. Shout out to them, but I am not cut out for it. I think I'm just like I'm a lone wolf.
I get you. I get you. To each his own. Because I don't know. I don't know. My tolerance is different from
Yeah, I
everybody
don't have
else's.
a lot of patience. So yeah, I think that the people who do it, like I respect what they do. I don't think they get enough credit for what they do, the amount of people they deal with, but I can't do it.
Okay. Okay. Where are you going to be at any events this year?
Look, I'm gonna be at all the food festivals. I do not have any book events though for coming up.
What?
I'm just here to be a fat ass. I'm going to all the foodie stuff. But yeah, I haven't been to any book events this year. I did a few last year. I think of some the year before that. But I don't know. I don't know. For me, I just always don't feel I don't know at home in that space. I think some of it kind of comes off clicky, like who's friends with who, and it just I don't know. And then I stay to myself. I stay to myself in this game. I don't gossip and be all a part of shit. I just do my little, write my books. I stay in my lane. And I don't know. I think that I don't know when I show up to these events, that's reflected. I just don't feel like it's super welcoming.
Okay.
Yeah, not everybody's events. Like I've done some of Karen Renee's events, some of Siobhan's events where I felt, at home and they welcome me and everything. But some
Right.
of the events to
Is
me,
it because of the genres? like
no,
right
cause,
now.
no, because they usually are black events. But I don't know. It just to me feels like high school. Like, ooh, which table am I going to sit at? Like it just gives me that
Right.
type of vibe. And
I've
yeah,
seen it.
I don't. Yeah, I'm not jacking it.
Good child. Well, let me tell you something. If you're coming outside, let me know.
Yeah, for sure, for
Please
sure.
let
I'll
me
be on
know.
TikTok though. TikTok is my safe space.
You got to protect your peace. So if that's how you have to protect your peace,
Yeah, TikTok
that's
is
how
my
you
safe
protect your
space.
peace. Um. So what about where can people find you?
You can find me on TikTok and Instagram. My handle is the same for both at author Jade Jones. And y'all, my name is Jade Jones. My name is not author Jade Jones. I see so many people that's like, did y'all read author Jade Jones? Like y'all make it like author is my first name. My name is Jade Jones, not Jada. Jade. So at author Jade Jones for TikTok and Instagram, and I'm on Facebook, author Jade Jones.
Okay.
And I have a website link in my bio.
Okay. And she also has a what?
A
A
TikTok
TikTok
shop,
shop.
clock it, and, which I'm about to get on right now.
Okay. Um. Um. Anything else? Anything else? Websites. I think that's it. Anything else you want to share with the people before you go?
Sure, if there are any authors or aspiring authors watching me and you want guidance or direction, you can always message me. I'm always here to answer questions or help people in the same way I wish people would have helped me when I came to them for help. So, yeah, my DMs are always open. You can always email me if you have questions. I do have a pay hip as well. The link is in my bio. So, if there are like little courses where it's like, hey, this is how I wrote a book in a month. This is how I market my book, and they're really affordable. They're like $5. So you can check those out. But yeah, if you want to reach out for help or anything, I'm always here. And this is my latest book that came out, Gave My Heart to a Gangster. Shameless plug. So if you guys are looking for your next best read, this is a really, really good one.
And if you haven't read any of her books, where would you suggest they start?
I would definitely suggest When a Gangster Wants You. That is my most popular book.
Okay. Y'all heard it from her. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on Pop Your Shit.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate you. You want to stay on while I do my announcements, or do you want to go ahead and go live on yours?
I'll stay live while you do yours.
Okay. So I'm gonna make mine quick. All right. Um, podcast. Black Girl Tired. Storm. I think she's live right now. Make sure y'all follow her. I'm not the only podcast here. Jaleesa Reeds has a podcast on Instagram as well as Lady Creole. She also has a podcast. I think it's going to be on Instagram. I have to get confirmation from her. If you're looking for an editor, Mark by Tylee. Listen, that lady know what she doing. So if you're looking for a good editor, Mark by Tylee is your girl. She's edited for some of major authors, and she's affordable. All right. Events. The events that I will be at will be the Boozy Book Tour in Chicago, October 15th, I think it is. 15th, I'll be there a while, so I'm coming in early. So I'll be at the Boozy Book Tour in Chicago. I'll be the official podcaster there. I will be at the Boozy Book Tour in Las Vegas. I'll be the official podcaster there. That's February 2026. It's a 3-day event. It's a pajama jam. It's going down. As far as LA 2026, I'll be the official host for the Denim Converse Author Takeover. Author Shelly P. April 25th, and then my event will be in Napa, California. If you're interested in coming to Napa, it's not a official book event, but we will be visiting bookstores, the historical Marcus bookstores. We'll be doing a wine tour, 2 days, and then we will be doing a tour of Oakland, San Francisco. So if you're interested in that, let me know. It'll be Labor Day weekend, September 4th through the 6th, 2026. As far as if you're interested in getting your books in an online Black-owned bookstore, the Literary DFW, that is Shannon. She putting books in her. She's adding books in her catalog all the time. So make sure that you hook up with the Literary DFW. Y'all know I have a PR company, and I do marketing consulting. So if you're interested in that, let me know. The links are in my bio. If you're looking for desserts, E-Sweets, she's in my bio. If you're looking for someone to spray your edges and cut book covers, that is Jess with the Bibliophile Library. I forgot the name of it. I'm sorry, it's not in front of me. It's in the other room. My apologies. But the link is in my bio. If you're looking for teas, for those that like to do book boxes, Natalie from the Urban Tea Room makes teas to fit the characters. Hook up with the Urban Tea Room. I think that's it for me today. My website, the link is in my bio. That's it for today. So thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate you, and hopefully this won't be the last time.
No, for sure. Thanks for having me.
All right,
Can't
love.
wait to meet again.
All right, honey. Happy week, y'all.
And have a happy weekend.
You too.